Happy Friday to you all. I am here on week 5 for our review. Again, your child can work on this over the weekend. They can do one each day. It will be due next Friday, so please make sure that they have that ready to turn in next Friday. This is really a good way to bring our math skills for some extra practice at home without having lots of math homework. So just wanting to give us and touch base on things we've talked about previously so that we don't lose those skills. Now, when we're doing here this week, make sure that your child looks at whether it's addition or subtraction because they're actually combining those this week. And as we're doing these each time, they should be getting a lot faster. If they're not, you might want to start looking at practicing these facts at home because it really is going to play a huge role in everything else we do. Now, our first math facts that we brought home to practice were fact families. And so this is finding the missing addend. We can do this because we know our fact families. If I know 6 plus 7 equals 13, which the answer is not on there, I can figure this out by saying, okay, I might not know 6 plus what equals 13, but 13 minus 6 equals 7. And so on some of the pages that we've done, it has the whole number, we call this the sum and addition, but it becomes what we call the minuend and subtraction. We're going to split it apart. We have the 6 there. I don't know the missing part right now. And so to find that missing part, I subtract. Sometimes we look at that as what we call a part whole as well. And so really you can take this same strategy and just make your sum, your minuend, and go 15 minus 6 to find each one of these. Now it's interesting because they end up with doubles facts on these. So they might know these automatically without having to do the subtraction. And if they know it mentally, that's great. Now, again, just make sure that you check on your ones, tens, and hundreds. They have them. In my opinion, it seems backwards, but so just make sure that they write those correctly there. Same thing for this one. Make sure they didn't write 506. Also, really be aware that we have to have the 0 in the tens place. We can't leave that out. We don't want 65. So make sure that you check that as well. The value of our 9 is 900 because it's in the hundreds place value. When we get to this one right here, make sure that your child did 5 dots going up and then 6, 7. And when we start to regroup ones, it'll make a lot more sense when you see that, because if we had like 13 ones, it's really easy to circle 10 if they're in columns of 5 like that. So keeping them organized was really helpful. We're going to circle the ones place for the value of 8. These sometimes can be a little confusing for kids. We did it last week, but we're looking at it again of if I'm telling the value of tens, I'm going to add a 0. I can circle my 10 tens to say, oh, that's 100, 110, 120, 130, 140. Or mentally, I can say, okay, 14 tens, I need to move them over 1 and add a 0. And so I have 140. But if I'm asking how many tens makes the number, then I take 1 0 away. You can look at this by drawing 600s and then saying, okay, that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 if you need to have that visual there. And so the same thing, this one though is asking how many hundreds makes the number 800. I could draw the picture. I can also put my place value chart here and look at what's in my hundreds place. And that's what number, how many hundreds makes 800. And so it's just 8. Now, when we're looking at hundreds, most of us adults just naturally do this. We take away the two zeros there to just look at the hundreds place. And when we're looking here, our value, we're looking really at place value. This is really what we're trying to figure out is what place value. I'm drawing hundreds. I'm drawing 700s for this one. I don't have to draw the whole picture because that's not the underlined digit. Okay, but on this one, they drew the pictures for us, and you notice that they have the 3-dimensional shapes here. We're just drawing our quick pictures when we have to draw them. And so when you get to this next one, you're just drawing the straight lines. Okay, they don't organize their ones like we do, but that's okay on this one. This gives you a good picture as well of how we can draw 8 ones. I'm making my column of 5, then starting back at the bottom 6, 7, and 8. So I'll put this where you can see the whole picture. If you need to pause it, feel free. Y'all have a great weekend, and I will see you next week.